Hi and welcome to NormskiTV. We're looking to do a basically a review of the FA Cup final where Arsenal won 2-1, and yeah, I'm looking to get a special guest on, a good mate of mine who's supported Arsenal all his life, and I'm gonna just bring him on. His name is Mr. H. I call him Mr. H. And we're gonna just do the player ratings together and just talk a little bit about Arsenal, what his thoughts are on the future and where we're going in terms of as a club under Arteta. You know, we want to back the process. Arteta's doing an absolutely fantastic job, and yeah, let's bring him on. So what I'm going to do, I have no further ado. Hopefully, be ready to come on. I'm going to bring on Mr. H, and we're going to be talking about the FA Cup. So I'm just waiting for him to come in. Hopefully, he will be there. Yes, my Don. What do you say, Mr. H? I can't hear you, man. Take your, hey, you're muted, bro. Oh, yeah.
How's that? Is that better?
Now I can hear you. Now I can hear you.
Yes. How you doing, brother?
Yeah,
I'm good,
yeah,
man.
I'm liking the backdrop, man. Yo.
Yeah, you got to keep it real, man. It's all about the Arsenal, you know what I mean?
Listen, bro. Listen. Great to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for having me, man.
You know how long I've been trying to get you on, bro.
I know it's been a while. It's been a
while, mate. But you know what? Better late than never. You know what I mean?
That's what they say, man.
Just welcome to NormskiTV. It is really great to have you on, Mr. H. If you don't know him, he's a long-time Arsenal supporter. He bleeds red.
Bleeds red, man. Bleed red and white, man.
Yeah, man. So it's really great to have you on, and we're going to be talking about basically the FA Cup. That happened a couple of days ago, mate. I don't know how you're
Good
feeling.
times.
You've come down or what? Right, just to say, I remember you sending me a text in the morning, and like, you was just putting it out there for some of the other guys and saying, "What do you think?" You know. I think did you say? I think what was your prediction? Was it 2-0?
I said 2-0, I think.
2-0,
yeah. I felt like we were going to get it. Yeah, you got it right. Yeah, I think somebody else got it right. Yeah.
I went with a 2-1. And I think you were saying that you felt like there was like you was nervous, but it was a good nervous. I know that makes sense.
Yeah, I was confident. I was confident about the game. I felt like this was our time. I felt like we had something to prove. I think psychologically you'd got the edge over Lampard and his Chelsea side.
Yeah.
And I think that, we were up for it. We were hungry.
Yeah.
And what was really encouraging, I think, was the semi-final against City. I thought, brilliant. And I thought, yeah, we can do this. We can beat City. We can beat Liverpool. And I know Liverpool had already won the title at that point, but I thought, yeah, we can do this.
Yeah, no, that performance against Man City was absolutely, you know what I mean? It was one of the best football. I mean, aside from the one on the finals, that was one of the best games I saw. I mean, tactically, in the way he dealt with Pep. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, hats off to Mr. Arteta. And before we actually go into the player ratings and what you thought of the game, I mean, what do you think of Mr. Arteta so far?
Loving it.
What was your thoughts on him coming in?
So, you read stories, you hear rumours, you kind of know people that know someone who's a sweeper at the club and all the rest of it, and they clean the toilets, and all these different rumours come out. And I remember at the time, one of the rumours about Arteta was that he was very arrogant. And for a player who was a loyal servant when he was with us, he didn't exactly set the world on alight. Let's be completely honest about that. But he was a solid, reliable player who had a bit of swagger. And the rumours were at the time that he was arrogant and they couldn't, the other players couldn't really relate to him. So I was a little concerned about that element coming in. But you know what? On reflection, if you're going to be, it was clear that he was looking at leadership. And I think that if you're going to be a leader in that environment of football, you have to have something about you. You've got to be cocksure. You've got to be arrogant. You've got to know what you're about. Otherwise, you'll just get pushed over by some of the players. I
think Wenger saw that in him. I think Wenger definitely saw that in him. Saw that there was some sort of leader in there. And I think I was a little bit gutted when he did go to Man City because I was hoping that he would have stayed on at Arsenal and, go into a coaching role there, because Wenger was kind of had him lined up. But, Pep came along, saw something that we didn't see.
Exactly.
And, he's gone there. you know, and
And he's learned under a fantastic
the master,
one of the modern day masters, man. One of the young masters are out there. So,
I don't want to hear anybody talking about putting out cones and all that rubbish, you know.
Exactly.
Like, I'm fed up of hearing that rubbish. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
The guy, for me, right, you know, if you look at the last 3 or 4 games in terms of the teams that he's beaten, you're talking about Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea. And you know what I mean? And you can see fight in this team. We went 1-0 down against Liverpool.
Yes.
Came back into the game. Didn't look like losing it. Man City. Masterclass there. Masterclass
of the game.
And then when we went that goal down, I was thinking, oh gosh, and this is the final Baku. I think Baku again. But mate, after that 15 minutes of just them trying to sort their heads out, you know, Arteta got into them. Thank goodness for the drinks break.
I'm telling you, man.
I mean, that's another whole story about drinks breaks and that. But he's able to get over his thoughts and his ideas to them, and it looks like these guys are taking it on board.
They are definitely taking it on board. And actually, you know, looking at the game, we were kind of on the ascendancy. If we're talking about the final on Saturday, we were kind of on the ascendancy. About 5 minutes just before the drinks break, we were actually clawing our way back into the game. But what that did though was the drinks break gave Arteta that extra opportunity to just, I just love the passion and the direction. And what I noticed about that drinks break as well, which was extraordinary, is that you could see that the players are really trying to lean into what he was saying. You could really, looking at the bench cam again, you could really see them tuning in.
You do the bench cam, I was doing the bench. Access all areas. You've done
access all areas. Done that as well. It's brilliant, man. It's got to be done, man.
It's got to be done, man. It's got to be done.
They were so keen to listen to what he had to say. And that's a promising sign, man. It's a promising sign.
Absolutely. And I think, as people were saying, you hear the saying, back the process. I know there's some people out there that don't think they're saying about back the process. They probably because the fact that, you know, he hasn't had the experience of managing, you know, a big top club. Do you know what I mean? But so far, for what I'm seeing, do you know what I mean? If you back him, you know, and it's really about essentially whether the owners are going to be putting their hands in their pockets.
That's right.
And doing it. Do you know what I mean? But I think we're going to have to offload a load of players. It's going to be tough. But,
there's a few that needs to go, for sure.
Yeah, and I think we just pray for us and everything else. For
real. Sign the thing, man.
Listen, we're here to talk about Saturday. And
let's get into it, man.
Let's get into it. And you know, as usual, he's gone with a 3-4-3 formation. That seems to be at the moment his preferred formation because he hasn't got the players that he wants to be able to. I think he would have gone more with a 4-3-3.
4-3-3, yeah, exactly.
He hasn't got the players.
He hasn't got the players, you're right.
And that shows me tactically.
The guy's sound.
He's sound and he can work with what he's got. And to be perfectly honest, they've come out and they've done the business.
Yeah.
That's all I've got to
say. I just because just before we get into the ratings, the season was, you know, I was lamenting that I was depressed when the season actually finished, and I looked at the table and I was like 8. I was like, oh my! I don't think it's happened in my lifetime. I'm not sure if we've been that low before.
Yeah, but the last time, well, they were saying the last time we finished that low was either season 94, 95.
Was it that? Oh yeah, that was a season before Wenger came in.
Yeah,
of course.
And I think that's why Bruce Rook and them man to say, come on to the club. You know what I mean? But so, and the fact that we would have missed out on Europe the first time in 5 years.
25 years, it would have been.
You know what I mean? And that would have been drastic because I don't think, well, I'm hoping that Aubameyang will sign a deal. I mean, there's rumours that he's close to signing a deal. But
I'm hearing that he has signed.
I'm hearing that he's signed. I'm hearing that he's off on holiday, and when he come back, they're going to announce it. So I'm hoping that is the case.
Yeah.
And then, you know, once they lock him down, then it's just about attracting those half-decent players. We're not going to get the creme de la creme.
No, it's not going to happen.
But it's a building process. We spoke about it on our chat. And I'm sure we're gonna be talking a lot more, and I'm sure I'm going to be inviting you on a lot more, mate. Well, you know, I want to board that back. I like to board that backdrop, man.
I'll send it to you, man.
You need to show me. I need one of them things, man. You know what I mean? But anyway, listen. Hey, so he went with a 3-4-3 formation, and Chelsea mirrored that as well.
Mirrored that,
So I think they was cancelling out each other out. And I thought at first I thought it was going to be a bit of a chess match, but then it looked like we had the Queen nicked quite early. You know what I mean? Because Pulisic.
Do you know what? Yeah, that early goal I think probably gave us a good kick up the backside.
I think that we needed that. You know, we're notorious for starting slow.
Yeah.
And that's something that's always been with us. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when he scored that goal, it was just too easy. The transition and the way they just broke through us, and I was like, "What's happening?" We were just all over the place.
Yeah, the defense was like, "Oh my god,
oh my gosh!" And that's whole nother story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I got time to do it, but so we'll just talk about the players that started.
Yeah.
So we had Martinez in goal.
Okay. Yeah, man.
Now, what do you think about this goalkeeper, and what's your ratings on him?
So let me talk a little first, and I'll give you the rating at the end.
Yeah.
I thought he had a great game. The guy's grafted in the background, you know, for 10 years. He's been in and out. I remember certain cut runs and certain things he's kind of dropped in. I remember, I think Wenger would play him. Didn't Wenger play him during certain cut runs and so on?
And I think those cut runs was probably the Carabao Cup. What he's known now. I don't even think he even made the FA. Well, I don't think so, because you had two other keepers before him. I think he was actually a third choice keeper.
He was third choice. The guy was and has been immense for us. So good. Solid, collects the ball well. You know, obviously been at the club for 10 years. Just love the fact that he cried in the interview, because he could see how much it meant to him. Absolutely. And I think he even mentioned, he said did he say something about his wife saying, "Why are you still training?" But he had belief in himself, and he carried on. And the fact that certainly since the injury to Leno, he's just been brilliant. And it's kind of hard to say that he shouldn't be number one moving forward, to be honest with you.
That's my sentiments as well.
And I hope that Arteta, you know, and the club, you know, the team, the powers that be, the decision makers, are not too afraid to make Leno fight for his place. Yeah. Because I think that, you know, a healthy competition is always going to be a good thing.
I think there's plenty of games to go around, because I think if we didn't make the Europa, then there would have been problems. Yeah. And maybe one of them would have possibly had to go. So I know they're trying to offer him a new contract, Martinez. So I'm hoping that he's probably looking for reassurances in terms of, you know, will he get the game time? I prefer him to start as number one. And Leno, listen, we've never had this situation where players are fighting for their positions, because they were always there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So, you know.
I think the last kind of stiff competition in the keeper position was what's our Spanish youngster there that was in goal, and the mad German Lenz.
Lenz Lehmann and what's the geezer's name?
Dear, it was just.
I can't remember. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember his name now.
You know, but no, I think Martinez is good.
He's the one that's got the poodle.
Yeah, exactly.
What's his name? Oh, it's going to bug me now.
He's going to bug. Yeah, it's going to bug. He'll probably try it at some point, I'm sure.
I told him to put it in the comments later.
Yeah. Please, guys, help us out here. We're old and grey. But yeah, I think Martinez is good. I gave him an 8. I think it was a solid performance. Yeah. Everybody was trying to jump on his back about him handling the ball outside. It was clearly on the line. Still very risky, I have to say. I'm not gonna pretend like my heart was in my mouth.
I didn't went to the toilet at that point.
Exactly, yeah. Where's some nappies, man. But
8 for Martinez, yeah?
8 for Martinez for me.
Okay, then let's move on to the back three. And we had Holding, Louise, and Tierney. So we'll start off with Holding.
Sure.
On that right-hand side. What did you think of his performance?
Holding, he played well enough for me. I'm just a little bit concerned about his pace. He's a bit slow. His positioning was a little out of sorts. It was a bit suspect, certainly in the early part of the game. Yeah. And I think he was partly at fault for the Chelsea goal. I mean, Pulisic, you know, kind of came at him and he didn't make I know it was in the penalty area and all the rest of it, but he didn't really make a definite kind of interception. And I felt that he just could have done better under that particular circumstance. And he always, sometimes when you look at him, he always looks a little bit lost. Yeah, so he certainly isn't the answer in that position, but I think he was decent enough on the day, and I think he held his own. He grew into the game, and so for that, you know, I gave him a 7.
Okay. Yeah. I know some people would have probably scored him a bit lower, but
Yeah.
you're going with a 7. I would have probably given him a 6, but
yeah.
we will go.
I looked at it. I looked at it.
Yeah, we will go with your 7. And the only reason why is I just think it's just that the fact that Pulisic was just had him on top. Do you know what I mean? And every time they kept going down that thing, you know, I don't wish anything on anybody, but Pulisic, man.
Yeah, he's quality, you know.
That kind of helped us.
Yeah, I was kind of glad when he went off. I mean, nobody wants to see him injured. You know, nobody likes that.
Yeah,
I've done my hammies, man. I've done both of them last year. Trying to do parent race at Sports Day. It was awful. It was a train wreck.
Okay, so your game was holding with a 7 then, yeah?
Yeah, because I felt he grew into the game. I felt that in the end he did all right. But anyway, there you go.
Okay, David Luiz.
Man. David Luiz, the madman. You know what? He played well by his own standards. I thought he was solid. I thought he commanded his area.
Yeah.
He kept Giroud really quiet throughout most of the game, other than than the one time that he really lost it, where he allowed Giroud to do that little back heel.
Yeah.
That led to Chelsea's goal. The guy still scares me a little bit though, especially when he bombs forward when he was bombing forward into Pepe's
his
position.
Distribution is fantastic.
Yeah, which is what I was going to say. Yeah.
But he plays better in the back 3.
He does.
No
it looks more comfortable back 3. And to be fair to him,
because he hasn't got to worry about that kind of right. Because sometimes what you find is that he goes out wide. If he's got to go out wide, he's very uncomfortable. If the ball, if everything is in front of him, and Giroud was just a classic person to play off, because he basically won that battle. Do you know what I mean?
He did completely. He had him in the pocket, and I thought he played really well. I think I remember commenting with you and with the lads that I felt that he was going to have a good game, and I think he really did. He did step up.
Yeah.
And for that, I gave him an 8.
Okay.
I gave him an 8. I can't believe I'm saying those words.
Yeah, I would probably agree with you. I would probably agree with you on that one.
Yeah,
definitely. My man Tierney, the Scottish man.
Excellent.
My accent is quite bad actually.
Scottish.
The guy.
He was absolutely. He was brilliant for me. And I've got I was tussling with. I mean, he could have, for me, he almost could have had man of the match. He's one of 2 or 3 players that could have had it for me personally. Yeah. Absolutely excellent. I really like this kid. He performed really well. Got forward, overlapped well, made the 9s down the left flank. Passed well. He presses. His position is good.
I'm sure he set up the
cross. Yeah.
When he played that ball, it was very similar to the Man City game when I think it was Pepe played the ball back to him and he popped it over the top. Very similar to what he did here. Got the Aubameyang in and we got the penalty, won the penalty.
Yeah, absolutely.
So his vision is absolutely brilliant. His pass,
great vision,
fantastic.
And he's a nippy little bugger as well.
Nippy, no nonsense.
No nonsense, up for the challenge. And I'm saying to myself, is he the best since Ashley Cole? In that position?
I would say future captain.
Yeah. I give him that.
No nonsense. What are you giving him?
So I gave him a 9. I gave him a 9, man. I can't believe I'm saying it. And this is me. This is my sober version because on Saturday everybody had 10. Everybody had 10. But
you had time to reflect.
I had time to reflect. And honestly, I thought he was that good. He was a contender for me as one of the 3 possible contenders for man of the match.
Yeah, he's going to really do well under Arteta, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move into the wing backs. We're going to start off with Bellerin.
All right. I've always liked this kid, right? He's always had pace to burn, especially before his long layoffs. He's had 1 or 2 really quite
bad injuries,
some serious injuries, but he started to show signs of his pace returning over the last few games, and certainly on Saturday, he seemed happier and freer. That run was brilliant. He was a bit shaky to begin with, but by the time he got down to that run, where actually it was kind of fortunate for us, because he made that really direct run, which is what we're used to seeing him do.
And he hasn't done it for a long time.
He hasn't done it for a while.
With him, because what he tends to do is he picks the ball up and then he cuts in.
He cuts in, right?
I don't think technically he's gone on the ball anyway.
No,
speaking, because when he receives the ball, he's just like he's all over, just all over the place.
That's right.
You know, but I think his best attributes is with
his
the
pace.
pace coming back, running directly. Just run at them.
Just run. And I think actually, certainly when Walcott was there, I think he was down as the fastest player.
That's right.
If I remember rightly.
Yeah, they used to have between each other.
So it was really good. It was really nice to see the fact that he made that run of such intent. He got tackled. He lost the ball, and fortunately fell to Pepe for him to cross the ball over to Uber. But I thought he was really good. He worked quite nicely with Pepe, and I think I'm going to give him. I gave him an 8 for his performance.
Okay.
I gave him an 8. What are your thoughts on that?
No, I would agree. I think that run alone, do you know what I mean? I think he sort of slowly builds into the game. Do you know what I mean? I feel that's what I noticed about Bellingham. Maybe it's about that. I mean, look, he's been off injured for a long, long time.
Yeah, he needs to do more of that moving forward.
He needs to do more of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you know, the jury again is out on him because you know some fans want him gone, and
I like him. I keep him personally.
I'll keep him because I mean, all right, we got a bit gassed when Cedric came and scored that goal.
Yeah.
I think it was against, I can't remember, it might have been Norwich. I can't remember what team it was when he scored that 25 outside the box. And I thought, we've got our right back.
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
I've seen him in a few games. I'm thinking,
ooh, a bit dodgy.
So
maybe he just needs a bit of time.
I would probably think I'd keep him. There might be clubs out there looking at him, but
yeah,
I'll agree with that. I'll go with the 8 on that one. What about Danny Ceballos?
Ceballos or Ceballos?
Ceballos.
No, that's what I call him. Ceballos.
Okay, Ceballos.
He's a baller.
Yeah,
I love this guy. He's got skills to burn for me. He caught my eye when he first arrived at the club, and I still believe
against. I think he done brilliantly against Burnley.
Burnley.
Yeah. I think he kind of lost it a bit.
Yeah, what I was going to say is that I still believed in him.
Yeah.
Even when he had that dip, because everybody, he just came here.
I think sometimes it's new league and everything.
Yeah, we need to be a bit more patient with the guys that are coming from abroad. But
sorry to cut you, but do you think would you take him again on another season-long loan?
100%. Yeah, 100%. For me, I really like him. He reminds me a little bit of, you know who I'm going to say, don't you?
Not Santi.
Yeah, he does. He reminds me a little bit of him.
Is he both feet? Does he kick with both feet? Because I was watching Santi the other day, mate.
Santi's quality. I mean, good gracious, he was a quality. It's just a shame that he had these injuries that really kind of held him back.
Yeah.
He's a technician, isn't he?
Definitely, he's definitely. He's probably our most creative player.
Which is why I think we should keep him.
Yeah.
I like him. He's tenacious. He great incisive passes and movement off the ball and awareness was fantastic.
Yeah,
he was a real tricky little character.
He's definitely got vision in terms of the passes, and he keeps it simple. And if you notice, when he picks up the ball, he's always looking around,
and he wanted the ball as well. That's what I loved about him. He wanted the ball.
Yeah.
And for me, again, one of the guys that could have been man of the match.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I gave him a 9. I thought he was brilliant. Yeah. I thought that when we started to wrestle the game away from Chelsea, he was the key person.
Yeah, definitely. All right, Mr. Granit Xhaka.
What a turnaround. I think it was October last year at Palace. He was cussing the fans as he was being subbed. Do you remember that? It was a nightmare.
He was at the Emirates.
Was it the Emirates? Yeah, it was at the Emirates against Palace.
Yeah.
Again, it was at the Emirates. You're absolutely right. I remember the dugout.
No way back for him.
I thought it was curtains.
Yeah.
I had completely written him off, and I thought he was done out there as far as I was concerned.
And he came out in an interview, and he was talking about that incident, and he was saying that he thought that was his last game that he played.
Yeah. I think everybody did. I think every pundit, every fan, every neutral fan was like, nah, it's curtains. But looking back at it now, for me, it's a reflection of rudderless, weak, and quite frankly confusing leadership from Emery.
Yeah.
He just didn't control that.
He didn't, and I think that's his problem. I think that's the problem with Emery. He can't deal with big players.
No,
you know what I mean? And big, people that have got big characters or egos, if you want to say that.
you know, just rest on that, just very briefly on Emery. I know it's not about Emery. I remember when we were talking, and I don't know if it was you, but it came out that Emery, or I read an article that Emery said that, oh, Neymar was in charge of PSG and he wasn't. I mean, the manager's saying that, no, oh no,
There you go.
Neymars in charge.
Mr. Spineless Dracula.
Spineless,
That's what I call it, Mr. Dracula.
Yeah,
Dracula.
So he just didn't handle that Xhaka situation well at all.
But his turnaround.
But the finals, he was majestic, Xhaka, for me.
Just one quick one. Do you think that he may get the captaincy next season?
I think he will, probably ahead of Tierney, just because of his longevity.
What about Aubameyang? If Aubameyang stays though,
I don't think Aubameyang's. All right, we'll come to it, but I don't think he's a captain. I don't.
You don't. Yeah.
I don't think when I think of captain, he's not what comes into my mind. I know that might be a really unpopular,
especially with that hairstyle.
Yeah, man. What's up with that? Sometimes the barbermen, they kind of spray like. We
love you. No, but Bamian, if you're watching this video, no, we love it.
We love you, man. We love you. We love you.
Uber. I ain't gonna say the rest of it. Ababa. Best one on my soul.
Real, man. Yeah. No, Xhaka was strong in the tackle. I thought he was really good. A little bit of a play act, you know, for the sending off. You know, I thought.
I think that's just retribution for when that in the Chelsea game where Djokovic should have been. Sent
true.
Off. So
true. Yeah.
You know,
it always balances out.
You know what I mean? Chelsea supporters are a bit salty, but.
They're very salty, man. But he made some great passes for me and protected the back three really well.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the complete answer in that position.
No.
As I feel we need something a little bit more dynamic, something a little bit more box to box in there. But he was really good on Saturday.
Just to take up on that point, I mean, when he picks up the ball, I mean, his distribution of the ball, I like that. You know, find those passes, those long-range passes. He's probably the best at that in that team. But he's just, when he picks up the ball, he's so slow. I think in that same game, he got robbed of the ball. Literally, so slow that I think Mason Mount was on him, bang, and then he ended up nearly scoring.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? So
just a little bit quicker, a little sharper.
Yeah.
But you know what? Props to him, man. I gave an 8. I gave an 8 for him.
Yep. Okay, I'll agree with that. What about Ainsley Maitland-Niles?
Maitland-Niles, another turnaround in his attitude as well, this kid. I remember he was a bit of a sulker. Who was a player who always used to sulk? The incredible sulk. That was Nicholas Anelka, wasn't it? Things weren't going as well. Right? But Maitland-Niles, I thought it was a brilliant performance from him. He clearly earned his place, I think, against City. I thought that was a real catalyst. And even a couple of other games before, was a game that he played really well in, a couple of games before that as well.
When he came on, Wolves. He came on as a sub. And he kept Traore quiet.
And I thought, and you know what struck me on Saturday, that, as well as him bombing up and down the flank and all the rest of it, that he looked really comfortable. And he's a strong lad,
Very strong.
He's a bit of a unit.
Yam and bananas, man.
Yeah, man, pure yam and banana. And
you know what I like about this guy is that he can play anywhere, either at the wing backs or in that centre midfield, because he's a strong player. He's what you call a good utility player.
And I think the fact that he's embraced that about himself has kind of freed him up to play really well. But for me, he gave James and
he gave him a torrid time. Just kept bombing down. Literally, there's like, what's going on? Just kept bombing down there, and he worked well with Tierney that side. So
really,
defensively, that side was really strong.
Strong side.
They just couldn't come down there. Do you know what I mean?
But
so what you give him?
I gave him. You see, I gave him an 8.
All right. Yeah, I would have gone with that.
You'd have gone with that.
I would have lower than that. I would definitely. I think based on the last 2 or 3 performances, he's been consistent in 8 for me. So definitely. Right, we've got to move on quickly. So we're going to go to the front 3, and we've got Mr.
Pepe.
Yeah.
He's a tricky little bugger, isn't he? He terrorised the Chelsea defence with his tricks and flicks. Sometimes he'd go a little bit too far with them, in inappropriate positions and so on.
I think he does it in the wrong places.
In the wrong places. I think he did it in our 6 hours. Where did he get? Right up near our defence.
Like, what are you doing?
What are you doing, man? But he's
well skillful.
He's very skillful. His passing movement were top notch for me at times, and you can see that this kid is quality. You know, and there's more to come. There is clearly more to come.
And he's got a left peg on him.
He's got a left. Listen,
if
his
that goal was good,
man, his disallowed goal was a proper.
My boy. They should do a competition for the best disallowed goal.
I'm telling you, that would be up there. Wow. Me and my boy, we were going nuts. We went
nuts, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh my gosh! Because I was trying to think who's offside. And it was actually when Maitland-Niles received the ball. Yeah, he received an offside position. I think he played it to was it Aubameyang?
Yeah,
Aubameyang played it onto him.
Yeah. So, he just whipped it in. Yeah, and remember, this is his first season, you know.
And he's got his stats are good as well in terms of I think he's in all competitions something like 20 plus goals.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his assists are because I haven't looked into that. But
I think he needs to do
people
more.
were like, knocking him and saying that it's 72 million are wasted.
Yeah.
But I think he's starting to slowly come into his own.
Yeah, I think that Arteta's beginning to unlock this youngster. So I was confused because I'm like, it's looking a bit the same. I don't know if it's an 8 or a 9, man. I don't know. So I've left it to you to decide, man. 8 or 9. I can't decide on whether to give him an 8 or 9.
If it just for that disallowed goal.
Yeah.
What I would say to the people that put it in the comments, what do you think? I'm gonna go. You know what?
Yeah, the panel say so. This is your channel.
I'm going with an 8.
You're gonna go with an 8. Yeah.
I'm gonna go with. I was gonna go with a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that goal had stood, but I'm gonna go with an 8.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
He had a very good game, though.
It was a good game, and I'm just excited. You can see there's more to come. That's what's exciting.
Yeah.
Lacazette.
To Lacazette. You have to take a breath there.
Yeah, this is going to be an unpopular opinion, but I'm a tiny, not massive, and I do mean just tiny. I'm a tiny little bit indifferent about him. Is he a good player? Yes, he is. Could he be better? Yeah, he could be way better for me. I don't want him to. You see, Normski, I don't want him to forget that he's a striker too.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I see that man, right? Going off past the halfway line, picking up the ball. Do you know what I mean? And there's one thing I don't like about him. And that's the difference between Ceballos and him. He's always got his head down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when he lays a pass off, when he lays a pass off, he's just laying off to another opposition player.
Yeah.
And he just needs to sort that out. And when he's in front of goal, when he first came to Arsenal, he was decisive in front of goal.
Yeah.
Do you remember the first game, Leicester
game? Yeah.
Emirates.
Yeah, it was Ian Wright-esque. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
I thought he was meant to be our fox in the box.
That's what I was hoping for.
But it looks like he's more like the goalkeeper.
That's a bit.
No, but he works hard for the club, and then after about 65 minutes, you can see he looks knackered.
Yeah, he looks knackered. He held the ball up really well. But what I wanted to say is that there's too much of a dependence on Uber for me, and I think that, as you quite rightly alluded to, I think that Lacazette kind of suffers with confidence, and it affects his game.
Yeah,
he's one of those guys that you have to do a lot. If I was a psychologist, I'd love to kind of delve into his mind and unpick, the childhood and all the beatings, right? just enjoy your game, man. I think once he enjoys his game, he's really good. He held the ball up really well at times, but he needs to be way more greedier. Same like Righty, like RVP even. Yeah, you know.
So I reckon you're probably.
His free kick was way off target, by the way. Just before I give you the
I reckon you're probably going to give him. Let me guess what you're going to give him.
And go on.
I reckon you're probably going to give him a 6.
Nah,
5.
I gave him a 7.
7. Okay.
Gave him a 7. Some people would say that was harsh. I think.
I think. You know what? I think for the fact that we won the game, maybe 7 is probably justified.
Because think about it. What did he do? you could talk about practically everybody else, right?
Yeah.
And you can see him and Holden. I mean, Holden is a bit hapless, you know, at the best of times. And we all share those concerns. Lovely guy he is, a really nice lad. He seems, Holden. But when I think about what did Laka do?
Run around.
Yeah, maybe
get tired.
Maybe
he needs to be. He needs to be when we're on the attack. He has to be. He cannot be like behind
too deep.
The attack is too deep.
Yeah.
And you know, if you like, when you get the likes of like when we had Aaron Ramsey, when he used to make those late runs.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he doesn't even do that.
And Ramsey was doing it from a midfield position.
Exactly.
This guy's one of the front three.
I mean, is it that like? I don't know. Is he creative enough to play that number 10 role?
I think it's probably more of a target man. I think he'd probably want to be right bang in the centre. I think that's what he would prefer to be.
So you're going with a 7.
I've gone 7. Is that harsh, man? No, 7. No, 7. 7.
Listen, that's what it is. You know what I mean?
7.
People, if you want to put it in the comments, put it in the comments. And we'll see how we fare. All right.
I reckon he. For me, he's more of a traditional centre half, and I reckon he'd be better as in a 2-up, in a 4-4-2 kind of situation.
Yeah.
Me personally,
playing as a big man or something.
Yeah. But anyway,
all right. Let's go to the main man.
Boy,
I'm not even going to go to the substitutes because
they're
only like sort of 10 minutes. So we're going to just
one of those guys got like 2 minutes or something, didn't they?
Yeah.
Who was it? I think it was Klassen that got like 2 minutes or something.
Thank God.
Yeah, I'm telling you. I think it was.
I'm going to give Klassen a 10 for coming on for 2 minutes.
Yeah. That's the last little payment before he leaves. I think. Yeah, right. He's on his way, isn't he?
Please.
Got to be on his way. Anyway,
so we're going to need to rush this one now because silent a couple of minutes. So Aubameyang.
What can you say? The man's done. Season after season, he delivers. And the final was no different, man. Strong, energetic, supremely confident. Just knows he's going to score. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And what I love about this guy, Normski, is that he just loves playing football. He reminds me of Ian Wright. Yeah, he just loves playing the game.
Yeah.
He just isn't bothered by any kind of pressure. He doesn't allow it to affect his game.
No.
And he loves life, and it shows in his game.
And the fans love him.
Yeah, fans love him.
I think he loves Arsenal.
Yeah, I think so.
And I hope he does stay. I think, when you look at the likes of the man that's in Turkey earning the 350 G's.
Just an absolute disgrace. That's I'm not even going to say his name.
That's another conversation, yeah. But, this guy, he should be getting that 350,000.
Yeah. Give it to him.
Give it to him. Do you know what I mean? And that's what's holding up the runnings. The fact that this guy's stealing and pilfering his club. Sorry.
They're saying that because I think it's all about, was it about 190 or 200 or something?
Yeah, about 190, 200. I think
they were giving 250 or something.
I think they were going to give him 250. I'm hearing rumours in the Sun that it may be 300,000.
But I think that's a bit much, personally.
I think 250.
A 2-year contract with an extension. For me,
you're saying a 2-year?
I'd give him 2 years with the option to extend. We've got to. That's probably.
Yeah, I know. We've got to. Yeah, I think what it is our emotions and our heart is saying, give him the 3 years, whatever. But we have to kind of start thinking ahead
and our finances, and as a club, we've got to be a bit more pragmatic with how we do business. But again, I sort of talk about his penalty though. I know his second goal was sublime and all the rest of it. But when he for the penalty, he steps up at the last minute. He shifts his body. If you watch it again, he shifts his body, which sends the message to the keeper. The keeper goes the wrong way, and he just
beautifully taken in the corner, right hand corner, bottom corner, lovely.
And if you listen to it again, I just love the sound of the ball against the net. It's just it was surgical, that penalty. Surgical. And just brilliant. And the second goal,
on his weaker foot as well.
On his weaker foot, just made it look easy. And that's the joy of the game. That's when you love the game.
Yeah.
And it just, that's what I love about it. I tell you what, those guys are good friends, clearly, Lacazette and Aubameyang. Lacazette really needs to take a leaf out of his book and just really enjoy playing.
I mean, there's some big decisions, especially concerning Lacazette.
Yeah,
because he's still got 2 years left on his contract.
Yeah,
and
2 years on his contract.
Yeah. So they need to.
Do we say?
They need to
Oh
say
God.
either you cash in on him and try and see
Like now.
like now, and possibly maybe
Wow.
use him as a bargaining tool with Thomas Partey. And that's a bit of a joke. That's another joke thing with Arsenal and the way they're dealing with that. The fact that they won't pay a buyout clause. What's that all about?
Yeah, is it 45 mil?
43 mil.
43 million.
43 million.
It's like,
Come on.
just buy it out, man.
listen. What you give it? What you give it up, Baba? And who's the man of the match? And we're gonna end it.
Well, the man of the match has to be Aubameyang. He's not just because of Saturday. I mean, he's just delivered season in, season out for us since he's been there. It's got to be. This is romantic, but it's a 10. You got to give him a 10. He won us the cup.
Yeah,
he won it for us.
10.
Nobody else.
I'm giving him 11. I'm giving him 11.
There you go. Right? Nobody else.
I'm giving him 11.
11, man. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. He won us. He won us the cup. He's got us back into Europe. You know.
Yeah.
It's got to be a 10.
Got to be a 10. Got to be a 10.
And normally I wouldn't give a guy a 10. If a guy scores an hat-trick and he's had a, then I'm like, yeah, 10. Yeah. He didn't do an hat-trick, but he's got us back into Europe.
He got back into Europe, and that alone.
Imagine that. We finished 8th.
To him.
We finished 8th.
Our worst season, and I want to get this one in, our worst season, yeah, Tottenham, who was gloating, yeah, finishing 6 above us, and you know what's great about it? We go into the group stages,
and
they got to play 3 qualifying rounds.
They got to play qualifying rounds. It's beautiful.
I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
So beautiful.
I'm loving it. But listen, H, really want to thank you for coming on. You know,
it's a real pleasure.
I'm looking to get you on some more. You know what I mean? There's going to be a few other contents that I'm looking to do.
Sure.
And we're all going to be doing an end of year review. So I'm trying to get some of the other lads on. So join us. Feel free to come on. We're probably going to do it in a 2-part thing. So there's going to be a lot to talk about.
Yeah, I'd be delighted, man.
So listen, man, I want to thank you for coming on.
Bless you, man. No problem.
If anybody, please subscribe to my channel. Please like, subscribe, share, send to all your friends all over the country, wherever, and just put all your comments and your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you next time. But listen, H, take it easy. I've got to go to another meeting. We'll see you soon.
Take care, man. Bless.
Take care, man.
Thanks. Cheers.
Man. All right, bye.
Bye.
Bye.